Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna do a favorites, but I know that I haven't done a favorite this year at all, and part of it has been because I don't know that I really had products that differed or that really stood out to me, and I just feel like because of COVID and just really doing the basic with my makeup, there wasn't anything that really just changed. I kind of kept my routine the same. I would add little things here and there, but nothing to really, you know, write home about. But now I feel like I have some items that I can share with you guys and confidently tell you, like, yes, these things are items that I have either recently discovered or have been using that I'm still using and love. So let's stop chit-chatting and let's just jump in. So I'm gonna start off with some Pat McGrath products. I have the Sublime setting powder, and the shade I'm gonna show you is not the one that I wanna show you, but I don't know where my light yellow is. This is medium 3. The shade I wear all the time is medium 2. This one I find that it can be a little too dark, but if I pair it with a foundation that I think needs a little bit more warmth or color, this is great. But the overall texture of this product is amazing. It's so smooth, it's very thin, it's buildable, and it never looks cakey or dry on the skin. So I absolutely love it. I have been using the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Foundation. I love this foundation so much. It is just a really easy foundation to wear. It's a solid medium coverage. It looks like skin. It's so thin. It's so thin, but you can still build it up to get a full medium coverage, and it wears all day. It's such a great foundation because you can wear it really layered up and still wear a mask on top and not have to worry about any transferring. Like, it's so fine that it just kind of absorbs into the skin and it just looks like natural skin. It has been a go-to for me just because I don't really want to wear like a heavy full face of makeup. I want to have coverage but still look really natural because I'm at home. The other Pat McGrath product is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Primer. I'm sorry to do this to you guys, but it is so good, especially if you're a drier skin type. You are going to love this because it instantly hydrates and plumps your skin. It's like your skin just drank a whole gallon of water, and it just really makes any foundation that you apply over it look beautiful, blend out perfectly. Like, it's really good. People always complain about the packaging, and I can see why they would, because like the sticker's constantly lifting. I just pushed it down, but it's constantly lifting. The packaging is plastic. It doesn't look like luxurious. It's not your typical Pat McGrath product, other than it has this really pretty thick gold sticker on top, but it just looks like a cheap product that's being masked by a pretty sticker. But the actual formulation itself, guys, it's perfection. Anyone can wear this. It will hydrate your skin. It locks your makeup in place. It plumps. It literally makes your skin look perfect. So while the money wasn't placed in the packaging, it definitely was placed in the actual product itself. And that's really what matters, right? So I have some brushes that I want to talk about. First, I have this MAC 133 brush. This is a perfect little paddle brush that I have been gravitating to just kind of set my eyes. I have been using this with the Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder, which is also another product that I want to feature in this video, but I don't know where it is. And I know that my son probably took it and put it somewhere else because he does that. He's notorious for taking my makeup and just laying it in other places. So I can't show it to you guys, but it's the one that comes in a little compact. It's the light yellow one, and I literally just use it to set under my eyes. This brush is perfect for that because it picks up the perfect amount of powder, and then you're able to pack it on and blend, and it's super soft. I'm getting winded. Okay, the other brush is this Patrick Ta contour brush. I love this brush. This is such a beautiful brush for really building up your contour, and you can use it with any cream product. But I like to take it and just kind of go ooh, 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 and then blend it up. As you guys see, I kind of did that today. And it just places the color beautifully. It blends. It's very soft but dense, so you're able to build color and blend out at the same time. It doesn't disrupt or remove any makeup underneath it. It's just a great brush, and that's how much I love it. I have another one that you guys are gonna hate me for. This is the Pat McGrath Labs brush. This guy is the bigger one. I have a smaller one, but I've been using both to blend my concealer out. The other one's got to be dirty and probably in my pile of brushes I have to wash. But I do like the smaller one for my under eyes, but I've told you guys before, the Zoeva brush does the same thing. But this Big Mama, I really love for just building up my concealer and coverage. It packs the product in while blending, and it really is a fantastic brush. When I first got it, I'm like, oh, whatever. But you could even take your powder and just boop, 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 and you're going to get just a beautiful blended out finish. This is fantastic. It's soft yet dense. So again, you're able to build coverage while blending, and it's great. And there isn't a brush like this in the market, at least that I'm aware of. Like I said, there is a smaller one that you can get from Zoeva, but no one makes this Big Mama. Anywhere Caffeine Pencil by Makeup Forever is one of my all-time favorite pencils. I have this on today as my liner, and I have on Blush Lip Gloss by Lisa Eldridge. This is just my go-to for everything. It's a pencil that I use when I'm wearing any kind of lipstick. It's just a really great staple color to have. It's like your lips, but a little better. And I'm not gonna get too much into it because I've featured it quite a bit. Let's talk mascaras. Guys, these two, it hasn't changed. So I really love the Charlotte Tilbury because it gives you just really long, defined lashes. And it really does help with a flat lash. It really helps give you that lift and that curl. I'm not somebody that curls my lashes, but this will definitely hold my curl. However, it's not the best for giving volume, and you guys know that I have thin lashes, so I do like something that gives me a little bit more volume, and that's where this Big Mama comes in. This is the Nars Extreme Climax Mascara, and if I use this one alone, I find that my lashes look clumpy, which isn't a bad look, but sometimes I want them to look more natural, separated, and then full. So I'll start off with my Charlotte Tilbury and then just add a little bit of this one to thicken them up a little. It's the current combination I have today, and I really love it. I feel like it gives me the best effect. Again, if I want something that's a little bit more dramatic and I want, you know, that like really edgy, thick, clumpy look, then I'll go in with this. If I want more of a natural lash, I'll go in with this. And then obviously if I want that perfect in between, sorry to do it to you guys, but I'm mixing both. I have another brush I forgot to mention. So this is the Smith 154. I love this brush for bronzing. It just gives you the perfect application. Like, it allows you to build and chisel out your face with your bronzer, but then it also helps you blend and give you just like the perfect bronzy finish. So like today I used it here, and then I just kind of blend it up and it does the trick. And then you can even just kind of take it here, here, here. It is a nice brush. It can feel a little scratchy on your hand, but on your face it feels really soft. Smith Cosmetics makes amazing brushes. I'm a fan, but this is my favorite bronzing brush. I'm going to talk about the Chantikai Blushes. This is in the color Grace. It's the Sea Turtle one. Just in general, these blushes are very pigmented, smooth. They wear all day, which I was totally surprised by. However, they are kind of pricey and they're small. So if you're able to get past the size, I think you're really going to enjoy this because it is a long wearing formula. They are very pigmented. They look very beautiful on the skin, but they're little baby blushes and they're pricey. Huda Beauty powder. This has been like my daily powder, and this is in the shade Banana. I want to show you guys just how much is left. Like there's hardly anything left, and I have been sucking the powder out of it. I have literally been pushing the powder out of this. Like there's very little left. It's so good. It's just one of those powders that looks really beautiful on the skin. It extends the wear of your makeup, but it does have a fragrance, and if you're sensitive to fragrance, you're not gonna like this. I've told you guys I had COVID. I still can't smell, so this doesn't bother me, but at one point I do remember just going, man, this is heavily fragrance, but because it was so good, I would still use it. I've got another powder. This is the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder in Banana. The shade is Brilliance. I have been using this as like my finishing powder. I am really loving this with a powder puff. The one that I use today is this one, so I'll take it and I'll just go doo doo doo. I am making a lot of sound effects today. And just like that, and it just kind of brightens your complexion. It smooths everything out. It looks beautiful. I have tried this with a brush, and I just don't really see a huge difference with a brush. Like I'm just like, it's okay. With a powder puff, so good. I'm loving it. I've really been enjoying just the finish of it. It looks really satiny on the skin. It brightens. I really love this, and it's so affordable. Speaking of a puff, the Beauty Blender puff. I love this thing. It is just a really great puff for under your eyes and for really pressing powder into the skin. Like you can take a really thick layer of powder with this, and it just presses it all into your complexion, which is going to help extend the wear of your makeup, and it doesn't ever look heavy. Like for whatever reason, the texture of this just kind of buffs the powder out and moves it where it needs to go, but it gives you like the most beautiful airbrushed look. I just washed this one, and I did use it a little bit under my eyes today, which is why it has that little bit of powder, but it's fantastic. I need to find a little pouch or something to put this in so I can carry it in my purse. Concealer, darling, concealer. I've got 3 that we're gonna talk about. Nars Radiant Creaming Concealer. I haven't used this in a while, and one day I was just kind of going through my stuff, and I'm like, you know, I haven't tried that in forever. Pulled it out, and I remember I stopped using it because I was using Shape Tape, and Shape Tape was so creamy, you know, upon applying it, that this started to feel drier under my eyes. So when I pulled it out, I used it, and I was so surprised at how creamy and smooth it was under my eyes, and just the texture. And I'm like, duh, creamy concealer. That's why they call it that. I've been using this pretty much 2 to 3 times a week because I have 2 other ones that I want to talk to you guys about. But this is such a great concealer. It's a cult classic, and it gives you great coverage. It's an amazing concealer, so definitely check it out. The other one is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer, and this is in the shade Honey. This is what I have on today. This concealer, they claim is full coverage. I don't think it's necessarily full coverage. Maybe if you're somebody that doesn't have like a lot of pigmentation under your eyes, whether that be, you know, more of a blue base, a brown base, a green, a purple. Like, I think that if you're pretty even under your eyes, you're going to love this. But if you are somebody that has dark circles or darker pigmentation under your eyes, you're going to find that having a corrector makes a big difference. Today, I just used this alone, and looking into the mirror, I can still see that I have some shadows under there, which are fine. But this really does set, and it does wear really long. It doesn't sit in your creases. And the other thing is that if you are more of a mature skin type or a drier skin type under your eyes, you're not gonna like this because this can emphasize any dryness under your eyes. The other concealer I wanna talk about is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. I have used this so much. You can tell that I'm pretty much running low, and the shades that I have are 3.4 and 4.2. 3.4 is my perfect skin tone, so I can use this all over my face and it's a perfect match. If I add a little bit of the 4.2, then it just adds more of a warmth to my complexion, which I really like. What I like to do is mix both under my eyes to help counteract some of the darkness. But this stuff is so budge proof, it's not gonna move, it doesn't crease. You can wear it as your foundation in really hot climates, humidity, rain, really anything. You can wear your mask over it and it's not gonna move. Like, this stuff is just amazing. I wish that they would turn it into a foundation and then we'd be set. So I have a product that I kind of had stopped using and then recently pulled out again, and that's the Patrick Ta Brow Wax. I went through 2 of these and then I think I just kind of wanted to simplify my brow routine and just kind of be in and out and not have to worry about this final step. But I did start using it again and it is my final step, and I just, every time I use it, I'm like, damn, this is why I love this product, because once I've allowed my brows to set, the only other brow product I use is the Dip Brow in the gel form by Anastasia. So I'll fill them in, and then with the brush, I'll fill them in with a regular brush. I use her number 12 brush. So I'll fill them in, and then I'll take the spoolie and then just comb through my brow hair to add some definition, and I will let that dry. Once I've let it dry, I'll take a little bit of setting spray, wet this, take the comb to my spoolie, use the spoolie to apply it, and it just adds more definition. Sometimes if I take too much of this product, it can look a little waxy, but I'll just go in with Dip Brow again and just kind of go over it, and it gives you just the most naturally defined brow, and then my brows don't look as fake. Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm down to the very bottom. This is my all-time favorite setting spray. I've been using this for months now, and right now it's the only setting spray that I'm using. However, there is another one that I've recently incorporated to my routine, but this is like my bulletproof setting spray. This is going to really lock everything in place on days where I really want my makeup to look flawless all day. This is what I'm using, and you guys can see I love it. This is probably like the 4th bottle that I've gone through. The other setting spray is the Hydro Setting Spray by Milk Makeup. As you guys can see, I'm going through this pretty quickly. I have been using this on and off. So like on days where my skin looks a little too dry or a little too matte, this is only going to make my skin look more matte. Whereas this is going to make my skin matte but look luminous. And what does that mean, right? It means that this is going to lock everything in place, but your skin looks really dewy. It looks so dewy that I always take my powder puff and just hit the center of my face again without any additional product, but just to kind of tone the shine down. And then everything just looks really luminous, glowy. I have to say I've really been loving this, and I'm even debating on getting the big size. That's how much I love it. The Arc Glow Lust in Pyrite. You guys can see that the little glass there in the center is a little bald, and that's because I use this quite often, but I like to use this all over my face and then go in with my foundations because I find that it just makes my complexion look luminous. I have tried to use this on top of my makeup and I'm having a hard time with it. I find that when I do apply it over my foundation and my powder, that you can see where the placement is. Like, it doesn't blend seamlessly. Like, you can just kind of pick up where it starts and where it ends, so you can see the lines of demarcation. But I do love this as an all-over face product. The Huda Beauty lipstick in Interview has been my go-to lipstick on days where I want to wear lipstick. Like, I don't always wear lipstick. I find myself throwing on a gloss more often because it's really hydrating, and I do find that recently my lips are a little bit more drier, so I want something that's going to add hydration to my lips and feel very comfortable. But on days where I'm like back to back with meetings, or maybe I feel like I look a little paler then I will throw on a lipstick, and this is the one that I've been grabbing for. It's just the most perfect like nude lip, and it's easy to throw on and wear with anything. So love this. You guys are gonna think this is funny. So this is the Milk Cosmetics Wallflower Gel Liner, and I've been using this quite a bit. It's the most perfect neutral liner. I said neutral. This green, you would think that it's like this really like vibrant green, but it's actually very subtle, and it gives you like the little pop of color without it being like, whoa, she's got green liner on. Like you could literally throw this on with any look, and it just adds that little fun hint of green without it being like too much green, if that makes sense. So I say that it's neutral because once it dries down, it is subtle. And it just, I love it. I love this formula. I think they always do a really great job with their gel liners, and this color is just fantastic. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to breathe. I'm like, just pull through. You got this, G. Just pull through. Okay, I have a few more products. Milk Makeup Foundation Stick. I wear the shade Medium Beige. It's messy. I love this. I remember going through this. Let me show you how much I love this. That's how much I've used, and this is new. I remember getting this and then using it pretty much every day. I blew through it pretty quickly, and it's because it just looks so natural and beautiful on the skin. You can build up the coverage. It's easy to blend. It never looks thick. You could literally like pile it on your face and blend it out, and it never looks thick. It's long wearing. This is a product that I like to set, but then again, I'm that person that sets all of my makeup. It's just so easy. It's compact. You can just throw it in your bag and go if you're somebody that wants to carry your foundation. But it just looks so natural and beautiful, and this has literally been like my everyday foundation. The Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder. This is in the shade 3N. I have been using the life out of this. I mean, you guys can tell that the D's have been pretty much blurred out, but this gives you a traceless application of powder. It adds some glow to your complexion, and it just looks so beautiful and natural, and you can use this to set your makeup. But what I like to do is after I've set my makeup with a powder, this is my very last powder. I just kind of go and buff it all over my face, and it just makes it look like my skin is so glowy and beautiful. So I love this so much. Highly recommend it. I can see myself glowing through this though really fast. The Nars Claudette Blush Duo. This is what it looks like. So you have more of a neutral pink, and then you have this like peachy pink. I have been loving this, but I use them individually. I have mixed them, and I do like the way that it looks, but individually I think you get two really beautiful universal shades, and I think that you can definitely have your more like neutral soft pink, and then of course you're like your fun pop of color. So I do like this compact a lot because I think it covers a lot in just this one compact. And then obviously it has like a really amazing mirror